Hello, beautiful. How are you doing today? So, this is Unfiltered number 6. I hope that's right. Um, so, I didn't come live yesterday. For those who know, normally I come live on Wednesdays at 11 o'clock Eastern Time. And yesterday I just had to listen to my body and my mind that were saying, no, you can't. So I didn't. It's not an easy decision, as many of you know. When we commit to something and when we want to do something, it's difficult to allow ourselves to let us off the hook for the right reasons. But the right reasons sometimes seem a little weak and like, oh, I can push myself a little bit more. Of course, I can push myself, but it's not always the wisest thing to do. Anyway, so I didn't come live, but I figured today that I would share a couple things that I posted in Annie's Circle. They're going to follow me. And as some of you know, in Annie's Circle, it's a private community for highly sensitive women. And I had this great epiphany now about a month ago about the idea of doing things because I love myself, not a message or a statement of the mind that tells us you love yourself, you do this. For me, the because I love myself is a reminder. It's like a whisper from our soul that is infusing the things that we wish to do to make our experience here a little bit easier because we love ourselves. So I talk about this quite a bit, and this is part of what I want to share with the couple of videos that I'm going to share with you here. Um, Wait, where was I going with this? It's still like almost alive, which means I have no prep. I had it in my mind, but I went off course and now I kind of forgot. Oh, yes. So the because I love myself has to do with self love, self care, and other things. But what for me is super important to stress and to discover, sorry, is that it's not all about bubble baths. And it's not just about the gentle things that we do for ourselves. And it's the idea that self care has a backbone, and that because I love myself is also the lioness. And that when we push ourselves for reasons that come from our souls, from inspiration, it's okay to go all in and to push ourselves. And it is still self care. And I call that part the holy hustle. So, those are the things that I talk about a couple of my daily videos, daily posts in Annie's Circle. Oh, yeah, I wanted to invite you. Yes, the 28th day Because I Love Myself project started June 1st. So we are today on day 11th. But the posts stay in the community. So this is nothing, there is no pressure in Annie's Circle. We all just show up as we are. We go at our own rhythm. This is for highly sensitive people. And if you don't want to look at the feed because women posting, there's a space for the community to post. If you don't want to look at the feed because it's overwhelming, you don't. If you just want to look at a couple posts, you can download the app. Anyway, and you can, the 28-day project for Because I Love Myself lives inside the community. The community is $11 a month. I wanted to make it really, really affordable. And I want to put out there that even if it's not a community that is for you or that you will only check in once in a while, that $11 is a way to support my work. Everything on YouTube is free. And I'm going to talk about this another day, but there is an assumption that a channel my size actually makes money. It doesn't. So Annie's Circle is also an invitation to support me with $11 a month and just go get what it is that you feel like getting whenever it calls to your heart. So that's it for today. Two little videos about Because I Love Myself, the Lioness, the Holy Hustle, and whatever was the other point that I'd made before. Bye. I'll see you soon. I should be back next Wednesday with another live, but we'll see. Hello, beautiful. Welcome to day 7 of the Because I Love Myself project. Here's my thought for today. I forgot my thought. Oh, yes. So, because I love myself, the actions we come from because I love myself are not all about bubble bath and slippers and gentleness and caring for a body and gentle movement and reading a book. They're all okay. But we have to remember it's not just about that. Someone mentioned not to confuse or to mistake passivity in the name of self-care. So there's kind of a threshold there, right? Passivity, like laying down, enjoying where we are, the sound of the birds, the breeze, taking a moment, read a book, being in a bubble bath. Yes, all great things for because I love myself, self-love, self-care. But I have also, some of you might have, pretty much all of you must have known that I talk about the lioness. And the lioness, although she lounges around in the savannah, just like flicking her tail and maybe having her babies around, when it's time to do something, catch a gazelle, she is gonna get up and pounce and go until she's sweaty and exhausted, until she accomplishes the task. And the because I love myself principle also applies to the lioness, to those moments where we have bursts of energies that we have inside or that we need to, and we can accomplish these also because I love myself, because they are part of the life that we need to navigate. Sometimes it's through pleasure. Sometimes it's saying like, I am going to train for a marathon. And that is also a self of, a kind of because I love myself. And what I want to add to this is to also, as friends, as supporters, to be aware that sometimes a friend might need support in her push. Not just be told, you're working too hard, you should slow down. I mean, sometimes I'm in a zone and I'm working so hard, and I know that it's like, it's divine, it's a zone, and it's good that I'm in there. And maybe I don't eat and I'm super focused, and it's like I should get up and do other things. But I'm in there. If sometimes I call my mom, or my mom will send me a message and say, Annie, it's too much. Put this down. You need to go and, take a rest. Sometimes the support we need is go, girl. Like, keep doing it. Let me know when you want a reminder that you should stop because you're going beyond what is healthy for you. But right now, if you want me to support you because you're all in and you're feeling like you're doing the right thing, and it's infused by because I love myself, I want this thing, and it feels great, let's be supportive of that too. And by the way, after chasing a gazelle, the bubble bath is fantastic. It's a kind of exhaustion that is so different from the exhaustion that a lot of highly sensitive women feel. It's like, yes, I am exhausted. I have pushed my body, and now I am releasing all of it and feeling everything that I stretched and forced, and my bodies and my muscles are kind of saying, ouch, ouch, you worked me hard today. And it's like, yes, doesn't this feel wonderful? So that's my message for today. Let's remember that self-care, self-love is not just about the gentle stuff. It's also about the push sometimes. And of course, we have to learn the motivation behind our push, because sometimes it's because of patterns and fears and all that. So that's another story. But when we feel this passion inside and we're pushing for a reason, yes, go, go, go. Let's go get the Gazelle and take a bubble bath later. I love you. Bye. Hello, beautiful. Welcome to day 11. So here's my thought for today. Because I love myself is not just gentle, it is also fierce. And I have a few ideas I want to bring up. They might not super flow. I have a couple of notes, but it's an idea that resonates in me, even though it doesn't quite have the clarity anymore, but I do want to share it with you. So, okay, I'm going to start with, you remember I talk about the lioness, right? The lioness chasing. And in that chase, there is nothing soft about that. In that chase, she is fierce, she is determined, she is strong. And it is part of the flow of life because I love myself. Because I love myself is all about life and what is natural and our pure essence. It's reconnecting with that. So I call that moment of the chase, the push, I like to call it the holy hustle. Because when we push and it comes from a place of because I love myself, it is actually coming from a place of connection from our soul and to soul's realm and God and all this stuff. As always, you can use whatever terms. If using God doesn't suit you, this is just the word I use, and it represents a whole thing that I could use many words for. It's not about a man in the sky. So, um, so I call that the holy hustle because those moments when the chase is a good idea in self care and self love is when it is something that is inspired, when it's a decision that comes from a deep desire, when it's an answer to a calling, when it's acting upon the instructions of your guides if you speak to them. Hard work can be part of the self love, and those push are the holy hustle. I love that term. I tell it to myself sometime when I'm working really hard, and it's like, you're in the holy hustle, girl. Go, go, go. You can do this. Anyway, um, so when you think, I'm looking at my notes a little bit here. So if you keep the image of that lioness pouncing, chasing the gazelle, you can see the muscles, the strength, the spine, and there is a structure inside that movement, inside that momentum. And what I want to come to is to say that there is a structure that we can lean into in because I love myself. And the structure doesn't mean that it's rigid, because this structure is comes from our connection to our soul that is becoming stronger. And if we take, or when we take our actions, there is, I'm not super clear here, but whether our actions are in gentleness or in the chase, whatever we do that is from because I love myself, as we practice it, we are strengthening that connection to our soul and to life force and to the divine inspiration. And that strengthening is the structure that we will be more and more able to lean and rely on when we live from because I love myself. So, because I love myself doesn't remain a gentle thing, it remains a connection with a structure that is based on our essence. And that can become the backbone of what we choose to do because I love myself. Um, so I think I just wanted to bring that idea and that awareness to keep in mind that when we take actions in our lives from BILM, from BILM, we can anchor it in a structure that is fluid, in a structure that is flexible, because that structure has nothing to do from in the 3D world. It is an energetic, divine form, structure, organization, and yet it is most powerful. It's like an energetic geometry that we are building on every time we choose to do things that are aligned with because I love myself, because of what that is, because I love myself is, where it comes from, the soul, and where it reaches us. So, don't know if this add the clarity I wanted it to add, but these are my thoughts for today. So, of course, let me know what you heard and hear, what resonates, and what I could clarify if you have questions. So, these are my thoughts for today. I love you. Have a great day, great afternoon, great night, and I'll see you soon because I love myself.